Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone, on this Monday after a big eclipse, new moon, and all this other wonderful stuff. I'm certainly feeling the energy. I assume you are as well. I wanted to come on today, felt a little called to talk a little bit about love. So you'll notice in my description, I used all capital letters in love. How does that make it different? I guess it's different for everyone, but love is in capital letters is like source love, the love that connects us to God, connects us in this really innocent, playful way to other people. And what I want to get people thinking about a little bit is, what does love mean to you? How does it feel? What parts of love are in there? And we're all being told about unconditional love and how that makes it different, and just trying to get underneath, because love is a way overused word. It's like, I love my Toyota, I love my Honda, I love this food, I love that food, and it's got washed out. And then we are taught to love outside of ourselves. We're taught to love with massive conditions, relationships, but you have to only have me as a woman or man in your life, or else I'm jealous. All these versions of love, and love has been torn down from the original state that it was. In my experience, I want us all to go back and just for a minute, just go and feel that love that we feel in a newborn child. If you're a mom or a dad, that first time that baby opened its eyes and shined upon you, and that smile, or that kind of curly face, maybe it wasn't a smile right away, but big bright open eyes expecting magnificence, that's the cornerstone of love that I myself am going to go back to all the time. It changes everything when we get back to the purity of love. But then we start to get older and we grow up and we have expectations of our mother, our father, our brothers and sisters, our girlfriends, our boyfriends, our spouses, our kids. And love gets really messy all of a sudden, because loving a person is sometimes being forceful with them, commanding them, taking away their power, controlling, etc., which is a form of love where they're trying to protect without any communication. What kind of love have we expected, and are we afraid and gun shy of love because we had all these really hard experiences that were visceral and sometimes even traumatizing? Having a relationship with someone that's traumatized, and they're hooking into you, and there's attachment, and you can't find your breath, and they're just trying to feed off of you because they don't know any better for themselves, and they're lacking it, and they've given it to everybody else. We end up with all these versions of love that are so conditional, and they are so based on self-worth and who we are, and whether or not we please people, and whether they made them happy. A lot of this stuff happens when we're kids, and our parents, they didn't have it themselves, so they taught you their messed up, mangled up versions of love that they maybe got as kids. Growing up in the 30s, a lot of our grandparents grew up in those times where there was a lot of lack, and then it was given to our parents, and money doesn't grow on trees, and blah 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 blah, and these things are all inside of us, and we're trying to go out and be in an abundance and be playful and be children and have fun and trying to experience love, but with all these rules and all these blocks inside of ourselves. So what I'm asking you is, when you say the word love, what do you feel? Do you have to protect yourself? Do you have to spend a lot of time getting to know a person before you can start to love? Do you have to be worried that you're going to get taken advantage of, or like do the pre-screening questionnaire for months and months on end? Do you hold back your pleasure and your sexuality because you're afraid to get hurt? Are you? It's a thing that's just trashed, as far as I'm concerned, from the purity of what it was, because of all these things, these hooks, the way it was used to loosh energy from us, how the dark energies of and traumas of our parents and our partners ended up attacking us. And love is a scary thing, and when we really have opened and loved unconditionally and all that kind of stuff, we felt we got hurt because we never received balance, we never whatever. But we're coming to a new time now where love is going to be completely different, and love has this ability to wash away things and clear things, and when we start to do it unconditionally and start trusting that anything that shows up, even if it's a lesson or whatever, is for our highest good, and we have self-responsibility and accountability to what's showing up, we can start to love more openly with an open heart and less conditionally, and just see what shows up. And all these things that are showing up that have been bad, or maybe bad experiences or divorces or relationships that fell apart, we're showing things like our lack of boundaries, our imbalance. We always give and never expect to receive, or vice versa, receive and not expect to give. These are all side effects of the traumas of being in a dense 3D reality for a long time. So what I'm asking is that people start to kindle a seed. Imagine you've got the hearth of a fireplace in your heart, like the little concrete walls with the bricks and all this kind of stuff, and there's a big flat open spot there waiting for the seed of this flame that's in your heart and is you. And put a little kindling in there, some ooey gooey love, and just start a little flame in that little fireplace, and start to kindle it and blow on it gently and give it some good healthy fuel, and see what that flame starts to do. And always tender it with innocence, with purity, and anything that shows up that wants to darken it or scary it or say I'm not worthy or whatever, we're just going to love those little things, but we're not going to let them in that little hearth, because it wants to smother it. It wants to tell us that we're not good enough and things aren't working out and those kind of things. But right now is a beautiful time where we're starting to rekindle unconditional love. And I want, if you're feeling good about it, start to take some of your conditions off of loving people that you trust. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your spouse or ex-spouse or whatever, and just take some conditions off. It's like, oh, I'd love you more if you were just more helpful around the house, or I'd love you more if you'd listen to me, or etc. And just start to cultivate the possibility of loving without conditions, and that people are worthy of trust, people are worthy of having love around us, and then feel their love start to come back. Okay, this is working, this is new, it's a completely different process that we've never done before, and it's going to feel a little weird, it's going to feel a little scratchy in our chest, in our heart, but it has this ability to give us this magnificent gift. And that's getting back to trust, connecting to source, connecting to energies that just feel light and bubbly and airy. So take a look, see what you feel. If something comes up that I didn't talk about, or you're not sure about, or whatever, put a note in the bottom or private message me, and we're just exploring. And anything new is good. It just starts to teach us about ourselves and starts to show where things are maybe stuck, and that things could be done better, or they could be more clear, or whatever. And once we start to understand those things, that's awakening, that's ascension, that's us moving into full unconditional love. So anyways, I love you all. I thank you for listening, and we'll talk more soon.